You need this quality if you want to be a successful business person who scales up. If you want to go from more than just be a 2 or 3 man band and you want to be gargantuan. I'm at 50 people right now. Oh, you have to do the SWOT analysis. You have to. No, look, you do need to know your strengths and weaknesses, of course. But you sit there and just doing SWOT analysis all day. It's not going to make you rich. Rationality is not the best trait of a successful entrepreneur, I'll tell you. Welcome back to James Lake's show. Those who've been following the channel know that I was in my European office all of last week, and I've actually traveled back to my Amsterdam office now. And I'm here with Alexi and Luke, who I traveled with last night. We went for steak. Well, it's actually Almelo. We're a town outside of Amsterdam. But we went for steaks in Amsterdam last night. It was lovely. We got up very early this morning, already been to the gym. This is the European office. As you'll see, it's very, very plush. So the UK is like a more old school unit. Watch the episodes last week if you haven't seen. And this is like the new, beautiful unit. But I will say this. We are in the process. Sorry, let me just sort this angle out. We're in the process of getting a new unit in UK. And the new unit in UK is going to be crazy. It's going to be 10,000 square foot. It's going to have a gym in the back. It's going to have a studio for JLC TV. It's going to have double the warehousing space, double the officing space. We got all these facilities around. It's going to be sick. It's a lot more of a financial burden, so we weren't able to upsize the UK until this European business started making money. But since now the European business is actually paying back to the €1 million that we put in, hey, it's time to start investing in the UK, because there's 2 places where this business is going to get its growth. Because, like I said, this business turns over about $20 million. Where I said about a year ago we were turning over $20 million, it was more like 15, we were rounding up. Now we are actually turning over $20 million. I didn't intend that to be a lie, by the way. It's just a strap line we've been saying on the channel. But we've seen significant growth over the last 12 months. We are now a £15 million business, $20 million. But we can see like it's hiking. So I genuinely believe that goes from 20 to 30 over the next 12 months, which is going to be mega. I cannot wait. But there's some things that I want to talk to you guys about. Oh yeah, by the way, join my Discord because I'm teaching you guys business. I feel like I'm a real business studies teacher, and that's what I'm aiming to give you guys. I went through 3 years of business studies, year 9, year 10, and 11 at school. And then I started a BTEC course, which is like a course for people who weren't smart enough to go to 6th form. I started that basically. And it served me a lot of purpose, by the way. It showed me how to work out like basic profit and stuff, which is all you need. You don't need all the other stuff where it's like you're going into these really, really technical business terms. I see people using technical business terms at me and they don't know how to do business. And this is not me like shitting on them. It's just me saying that people want to be too flash. It's like you want to have all the gear and no idea. Like my granddad knew best. And that was buy for £1, sell for £2. And you work, and he got big, by the way, with that mentality. But then you get these people who come to you with like oh, you have to do the SWOT analysis. You have to. No, look, you do need to know your strengths and weaknesses, of course. But you sit there and just doing SWOT analysis all day. It's not going to make you rich. Like work, effort. Nothing is going to get away from paying the piper. You need to put the work in. You need to put the effort in. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to digress. I'm just saying, like, don't get too hung up on trying to be a technical business master. Because becoming a business master is just going through it. It's wisdom, that's it. And what will happen is in the end, you'll get to a point where you kind of don't, you just feel what feels right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully you're getting a lot from this channel, guys, because I know I sound a bit crazy when I'm saying the feel what is right. But if you go on rationality, business in most times is crazy. Like there are so many times that things look like rationally, it's not going to continue. It's going to fall over. So rationality is not the best trait of a successful entrepreneur, I'll tell you, even though you're going to have people jumping down my throat about that. But parking that, because some of you will be successful, rational entrepreneurs, I will tell you a trait which I see in every single big businessman, and you need this quality if you want to be a successful business person who scales up. If you want to go from more than just be a 2 or 3 man band and you want to be gargantuan. I'm at 50 people right now. I know that's not gargantuan, but I am on my journey and it's going to become big, God willing. As long as some catastrophe doesn't send us to the ground, and even if it does, well, that was God's plan. But as long as that doesn't happen, we are going to become gargantuan. And I believe one of the major reasons why I've been successful, when I've even had people leave this business to go set up and then they fail, and the reason I think they fail and I've been successful, and I think the reason why like there's other people who have started out at the same time as me and they've not done it, and then there's other people who have, I think the key difference is this, is that you have to understand people. Most people don't understand people. Like as a leader, you need to relinquish your like insecurities, your need for control, because if you need to control everything, it's impossible for you to be everywhere at once. So you need to find good people. You need to know how to build up those people. You need to know how to let those people have autonomy. Because most people, this all sounds very simple, right? But most people are completely incapable of doing this. So let me give you this. You've told someone to go do a task, and then they undertake that task in a different way to what you've done. And now you don't think there's that much in just saying, oh yeah, by the way, you should do it that way. But if you'd have thought about it, it didn't make any difference, you telling them to do it a different way. Now you just made them feel a little bit less. And then you do the same thing next week. And then in a few weeks, you wonder why they don't feel like they have any autonomy. Why don't they just have something about them and they just do this? Because you took that all away from them. What I say is, yeah, you work it out. Yeah, you work it out. And the only time I'm going to intervene is if something didn't work or if they're not working hard. Other than that, empower people. The more you empower people, the more they'll take responsibility for the tasks you've given them. If you tell someone to do it a certain way, then it doesn't work, they're going to make it your fault. And then you wonder why your staff aren't accountable. I say, you decide, you know best. I don't want to think about it. I got too much on my mind. You decide. I trust you. You decide. And firstly, that makes me able to spread myself thin because I've got so much to think about. And it also makes them better. And in the end, what you get left with, and you cannot do this overnight. You have to go through the trenches with people. But in the end, what you get left with is you get left with people that you've been through thick and thin with, so you have a bond in that way, who are empowered, who are like somewhat all partners of the business. And I think that if you have people who are all pushing, all partners of the business, it takes so much onus off of you. Plus, people don't want to work at a company where everything has to be done that way and they're looking at the way it's been done. To be honest with you, like most of the processes have been like engineered and finessed by the guys in their departments, and everyone has their own imprint on the process. So if you're trying to grow a business or you're struggling at a certain level of staff, and you got to ask yourself, are you letting people become better? Take this for example. I had Luke come to me last week. He says, you're distracting the warehouse staff. You keep inviting them out to smoke cigarettes or whatever, and not during smoking time. Now, as the owner of the business, I could be like, come on, though, but it's nice me just having a couple of cigarettes with them or whatever. Don't smoke, by the way. Smoking's stupid. I say as I cough, but it is nice for me to like chill with the warehouse guys and smoke a cigarette, and it's social. And in a lot of ways, that's like one of the things we have in common. Like we can go hang out and we can just chat there because we all do different jobs, but we have a single thing, and that's we smoke and we have a conversation about conspiracies or whatever. But anyway, Luke said you're distracting them. But I want Luke to be the best version of him, and I want Luke to also feel like he has responsibility for the areas that he has responsibility for. So I said, yeah, fair enough, you're right, I'm sorry. Whereas like some people, you're going to let your ego get in the way and say, it's fine, it's my staff. But no, it's not, it's our staff. And the only way that this business will grow is if I give him the power to do his job properly. And I've had a few examples of that, but I only use the Luke example because I know Luke won't get offended me saying it. But yeah, like last week I had like 3 different people come up to me, tell me they had a problem with some things I did. And the first one I was a bit like, and I just thought, nah, you know what? Relax, James. Why do you care? Like, nah, they are right. Listen to what they're saying. If you park your ego out, listen to what they're saying. Are they right? Yeah. And that is a big talent. You need to be able to try and A, listen pure, and B, empower people. And if you can do those things and people feel heard, they feel like they have autonomy, you will build a big business. And if you don't, you'll always be complaining about how this person left and I got a problem with this member of staff. Bro, I have problems with staff from time to time, and they're probably way more significant than you would ever know. But I always say, nah, everything is great. Because I'm probably a problem for my staff at some points. Everyone's a problem for everyone. We're humans. So be the bigger person and just be equanimitable. I think that might be a word. And just give away the praise. give away the power. And as long as they're doing the right thing with the power, why do you need it anyway, you little control freak? It's better for people to all have the weight on their shoulders. It feels better for you as a business owner too. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. My sales meeting starts in a second. Sales meeting company-wide all over Teams, so it's going to be a big meeting. I'm going to bring the same energy that I brought to you guys, so hopefully we're going to have a big week. December's obviously a choppy month for us because we're a B2B business now. And most of our business will be done before the company's shut for Christmas. So we have 2 weeks to either make or break the month. But hey, we're going to make it. God willing, it's going to be a monster. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Over and out. I'll see you on tomorrow's.